Welcome to Salad House. This is a brand that's been operating for 14 years, riding the health wave with a record that almost no franchise can touch. 0 closures, ever. The average store does about $1.6 million a year. Even the lowest performing location still cleared over $1 million last year, and the top stores push far beyond that. And the reason you've probably never seen a franchise this strong before is simple. They basically don't exist. Models with this level of consistency are 1 in 1,000 in franchising, especially when the system is built so you don't need a chef or any food experience to run it successfully. As we walk through this store together, starting right here, I'm going to show you exactly why this works, and why opportunities like this don't stay open forever. The first thing guests interact with at Salad House isn't a counter, it's self-order kiosks. And that's not an aesthetic choice, it's a business decision. Most locations operate 1 to 3 kiosks, positioned right up front, because when customers order digitally, a few things happen automatically. They customize more, they feel less rushed, and average ticket size goes up. Because kiosks absorb demand before it hits the counter, labor pressure drops during peak periods. That combination, higher tickets with less stress on staff, is one of the reasons these stores stay so consistent. As we move toward the front counter, this is where Salad House expands revenue without adding complexity. Catering here isn't an afterthought, it's a core growth driver. Office lunches, schools, gyms, team meals, corporate meetings. These are larger group orders with built-in repeat behavior. Because catering orders are planned, they're easier to staff for. Because they're group-based, they introduce dozens of new customers at once. One catering order doesn't just generate revenue, it creates awareness, habits, and long-term traffic. This is one of the fastest ways a salad house becomes embedded in its local community. Now let's step behind the counter, because this is where most people have the aha moment. The entire line is laid out left to right in the exact order food is built. Ingredients are placed by volume and speed. The counter itself trains the team. You're not hiring chefs here. This is system-driven staffing, similar to brands like Chipotle or Jersey Mike's. Because ingredients are cross-utilized, there's no chaos, no one-off SKUs, and no unnecessary complexity. And because operations are this streamlined, that's why Salad House has never had a closure, and why even the lowest store still produces 7-figure revenue. Now let's talk about the technology, because this is what quietly holds the entire operation together. Salad House runs on a fully integrated point-of-sale system powered by Toast. Everything is connected. Orders move smoothly from ordering to preparation to pickup without manual sorting or guesswork. That matters because when systems are integrated, mistakes drop, training gets easier, and managers aren't constantly putting out fires. Overhead, you'll see digital menu boards. These are controlled remotely by Salad House Corporate. Franchisees don't manage pricing, don't handle updates, and don't worry about seasonal changes. Because the tech stack is centralized and simple, consistency stays tight, and that's what allows this model to scale. Delivery is a massive part of the Salad House business. On average, about 40% of revenue comes from delivery and digital orders, and that's by design. Delivery orders tend to be larger, guests customize more, and orders are prepared in defined pickup windows instead of stacking up at the counter. Because of that, delivery actually reduces labor stress instead of increasing it. Staffing becomes more predictable, and throughput improves. That's why Salad House performs so well in today's lunch environment. It captures modern demand without overwhelming the operation. Zooming out for a moment, Salad House doesn't just sell food. It plugs into real life. Food that fuels naturally connects with students, professionals, fitness communities, teams, and families who want healthier options without friction. Catering leads to exposure. Exposure leads to habit. Habit leads to loyalty. And that flywheel is what turns a Salad House into a true neighborhood staple. Now, as we pull back and look at the full store, this is where everything connects financially. On average, a Salad House location comes in around $550,000 all in. That includes the franchise fee, equipment, build-out, grand opening, and marketing. Though every market is different, that's the typical investment range. The average store does about $1.6 million in annual revenue. When you compare that to a roughly $550,000 investment, you're looking at close to a 3-to-1 investment to revenue ratio. In franchising, ratios like that are extremely rare, and this model isn't capped. Top-performing Salad House locations are doing around $2.5 million a year. This wasn't built to look good on paper. It was built to perform in the real world. So when you look at Salad House, don't just see a restaurant. See a model refined over 14 years. See systems that replace complexity. See demand that already exists. Franchises with this level of consistency are rare, and they don't stay available forever. Salad House is built to fuel every lifestyle, and to fuel owners with a clear, scalable path forward. When you're ready, the next step is simple, and we'd love to walk through it with you.